Really. Hi guys, Lee Cole here. Thank you so much for looking at this quick video. I got my buddy Mike Paul on. You can see him on the screen. Say hello to everybody.
Hey guys, hey Lee.
I'm just really excited about this because you and I have been chatting a little bit before we started the video, right?
Yeah.
And you've got a new product coming out called Local Liftoff. And I really, really think you're giving people exactly what they need. And I'm going to let you explain why I think that.
Okay.
But I really think that people are going to love this because I think you're solving a huge problem for people who want to get into local business marketing.
Sure. So just what you said, people are looking for simplification of their business, right? They're either new or maybe they've been in the business for a while, but they have information overload. They have to organize things. So what I've done is I've taken a couple of different factors in the consultant's business. One is price out of the picture, and two is time. So this is a collection of methods for generating leads for your own business, because that's what you need. You need the leads first, right? And once
Yeah,
you
I
have,
mean, if you don't have anybody calling you up, if you're not getting in touch with anybody, if nobody's landing on your webpage, big deal. You are absolutely not in business. I love that.
very big deal. So all these methods, there's a handful of methods in the program. Most of them cost nothing to implement. And the most, if you do pay for any of these methods, it'll cost you about $5 at the most to get it going, right? And anyone, if you have a background of, if you're technology stunted, this is for you, right? If me too. If you don't have a lot of time, every method can be outsourced for pennies, right?
Love that.
Yep, it's
That's
simple.
actually huge. I was, I was telling you before we started the interview, I was teaching a course to my guys, and we were part of the course was what to outsource and what not to outsource. And of course, everybody wants to outsource the getting of the business, right?
Right.
And that's really hard to outsource because most of the ways that that we get business needs at least a certain amount of skill on your
Sure.
part. But you've got some ways, with these methods that are fairly low skill, I think.
Very low. So let me ask you, how hard is it to copy and paste? Right. Anybody can do that. So you could
Right.
hire a VA for a few bucks an hour to just copy and paste the assets we give the consultant or the
I
person
love
who
that.
wants to become a consultant. Yep.
I love that. Now, just, because I mean, I've known you for a few years now. A lot of people on my list know you because every once in a blue moon you put out a phenomenal product. For people who don't know you, explain to people why you are a freaking genius when it comes to lead generation, because you actually are. You have some of the most workable, freshest methods that of anybody I know. And I know that it flat out works because you've been doing this for a very long time. So would you give people a little bit of your background?
Sure. So I come from I have a sales background, mainly in real estate and banking. So I come from sales and also corporate. And as many people know, in those fields, it's very competitive and they are not very creative, and they don't let you do things within those businesses unless it falls into their little mold, and you'll get turned down a lot. So I had to make things work in those fields where you have very little freedom with creativity, right? And then when I got out, honestly, you say genius. I don't know if that's a great word for it, because most of what I did back then was trial and error, so a lot of failure. And still, it's still the game today. But the whole reason for the program is we've went through the trial and error and testing, and we know what works. So your students won't have to go through that same thing.
Well, I mean, do you know how many things Thomas Edison tried before he ended up
Oh,
with what is it, tungsten and the light bulb? I mean, so
yeah, thousands, I think.
I mean,
Yeah.
genius is basically just nose to the grindstone a lot, over and over and over again, and the refusal to give up.
Yeah. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head.
And then when you hit the ball out of the park, everybody just sees the home run. They don't see all the agony that that came before the home run. Yeah.
Yeah.
But your methods are, I mean, just your methods in general that you teach are extremely workable for someone who's either brand new or they're having trouble. They're doing what I call not getting any traction, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because a lot of people, they buy a lot of stuff, which is good because the internet's constantly changing, and especially in the local business world, there are a number of people whom you and I both know who are really, really generous with their information and
Hmm.
package it up and sell it to other people. And that's all completely valid and it works. But then a lot of people who buy that, they stumble, right?
Hmm.
And they stumble because they're just some stuff that they're missing. And
Sure.
I think that your products generally fill in a big portion of the stuff that they're missing, like easy ways to get business.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. A lot of these programs, they give you either the service to offer,
Right.
um, and they might be missing how to get the business, right? Or something's missing. So with this program, if you're looking for ways to get leads for your own business, this will get you started. So like you said earlier, it's perfect for a newbie.
I love this. I love this. Now, just to clarify something, because you and I also talked about this before the interview started. Well, before we started recording, you said so. So this is about them getting leads for their own business, and so somebody listening to this is probably might be thinking, "That's cool. I will be getting people who want to buy whatever I'm selling, except, I don't know what the heck to sell." And I'm telling my people and people on YouTube looking at this, don't worry about that. Lee has you covered on that. I know what for you to sell with this. Okay, so I got you covered. Mike, you're focusing on, as you should, giving people a very, very workable, several very workable systems for getting business. Of course, you can't teach them freaking everything, right?
Yeah.
But I've got the what you should sell part covered with some outstanding, outstanding trainings of my own. So, folks, don't let that stop you. I mean, if you already know what to sell, cool. Just get Mike's method and then just start getting a lot more business and selling it. But if you don't, if you're confused about that, don't worry about it. I got you covered. Now, OTOs. A
Yeah.
couple of questions about OTOs. If you could describe them and just kind of describe them, and also uh, sometimes, I don't think it happens as often as it used to, but sometimes people will buy what we call the front end product, and you look at it and it's like, and then you get to the OTO page and it's like, holy crap, I need to buy this thing in order to make that thing work, which is remarkably dishonest. Uh, Obviously, you don't do, neither do I, anything like that. I mean, so people can buy the front end product and it's fine. I mean, they've got everything that they need. They've got the methods, they've got great instruction. You're a great teacher, by the way. They've got the methods, they got great instruction. So the OTOs are an add-on, but what are the OTOs?
Yeah, definitely. Uh, so we offer a couple of things to make life a little easier. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said earlier, they don't need it, but if you want maybe a faster start or
Right.
an easier approach to carry through, this might help. So the first one is training, video training on how to present your service, whatever local service it is, in about 15 minutes. So there's 3 modules to it.
Mm-hmm.
I go through all the right questions to ask, the exact questions, how to demonstrate, and then how to get the sale at the end. So that's the first one.
See, I really love that, because coming from you, you have you have many years of selling behind you, many years of selling. Okay. And and you have been through an enormous amount of training, just as anybody who works in corporate selling goes through. And I love the fact that what you're doing is you're demystifying and simplifying the sales process down to the point that somebody doesn't have to spend 5 years, getting trained on how to be like a super salesperson. They can really just do what you're doing, what you show them how to do, and they're going to have success. So you're kind of taking the sting out of selling. I love that. I think that's extremely important.
Right, exactly. You have a little groupie in the background. I don't know if you know
I know.
that. So
I like animals.
yeah, me too. Me too. Something's out the window. That's very
I know.
entertaining.
Well, they see here in Atlanta. I know in latitude you're not too far away from me, but here in Atlanta, it's a really nice day, and for some reason, all of the birds are out, right?
Mhm.
And I have three cats, and the cats are all each by their individual windows, stalking those birds. So yeah, they are they just like are. Oh my God, this is heaven.
That's fun. That's funny.
So OTO one we got right.
OTO. There we go. Yep. OTO one. That's what we have. I forgot where we left off, but that's
OTO two.
OTO two. Okay. So video presentation. So we're staying along the line of presenting the service, whatever's being offered.
Mm-hmm.
So the videos will probably not sell the service completely, but
Right.
it's a good way to give the prospect an idea of what you're all about, what you're offering.
Got it.
And again, if somebody doesn't want to present, or maybe they don't like to talk to people, you can email the
Mhm.
videos. So the videos, we have about, I think 5 or 6, I'll have to double check. I should have did that before the call, but
Okay.
about 5 or 6 different niches, anything from real estate to insurance to mortgage brokers. So about 5 or 6 different niches.
And I can tell already the reason you chose those niches because those are niches that you actually do sell to. So you actually do know how to talk to, how to present, how to pitch something to that group.
Exactly. Yeah.
So these are basically sales assets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I love that. And, coming from somebody like you, folks, if you can afford it, buy it. Because Mike, I mean, your stuff rocks because it's absolutely 100% amazingly real and actually does work because you walk the talk. You've been in sales for a long, long time. And folks, I mean, look, I mean, if you have to like sacrifice your firstborn child, then don't buy it. But, or go out and get a title loan on your car, don't buy it. But if you got the extra cash, buy it because Mike, you absolutely know what you're talking about when it comes to sales. You and I both are in this local marketing world, are I think really the only two people who actually sit around and talk about how to sell that much.
Yeah, not many of them do.
Not many of them do, and it is. I mean, if you don't have a way to sell, I mean, even your 15-minute sales way, I think that's another freaking genius thing. But if you don't have a way to sell, big deal. I mean, if you can't communicate your thing to where somebody can understand, oh, this is good and it's going to help me and it's worth paying that amount of money for. I mean, if you can't communicate that, big deal. I mean, you could be God's gift to whatever, video marketing. And if you can't tell that, I mean, if you can't help somebody understand what you can do for them, nobody cares.
Right, right. And it's a lot, believe it or not, people change over time. So our market back then is a little different now.
Uh-huh.
I think they're numb. I personally believe they're numb to all the old sales tactics, the fluff, that
Right.
high pressure. They don't want that anymore. So in my opinion, it's a better approach now, and that's what we go through in the videos.
What I've noticed is, and I'm really glad to say this, it's odd that this would be a trend, but I've noticed that honesty and transparency go a long way,
For sure. Exactly.
because people are really your buyers, your potential buyers are, they have a problem to solve. Otherwise they wouldn't be wasting their time talking to you.
Yeah.
And the faster you can understand that and present your solution to their problem, the faster you're going to get to a sale without all of the stuff, right?
You got it. You got it. Here's another thing, Lee. The types of leads you get,
ah,
a lot of times that'll determine how effective your presentation is
yes,
or how your
absolutely.
conversation goes.
Well,
So
that's another thing about you is you are really good at targeted marketing.
that's the key.
Yeah.
That is the key. Targeting the right audience.
And that goes back to your front end product, because if you're getting yourself in front of the right people, then pitching your deal to them is so much easier, right?
Right.
I mean, it's kind of
Doesn't
like,
matter what your service is if it's the wrong person, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like if you sprain your ankle and go to the dentist, it's not going to work, right? But if you sprain your ankle, go to the emergency room, now we have a fit, right? You have a problem, they have a solution, they can help you.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Find their pain.
awesome. Well, this is great. And this is launching on the 2nd, correct?
That is correct.
And it's going to be, now it's going to be available only for a few days. You mind sharing with us how long that's going to last?
Yep. It's going to be 4 days. It will be available after the 4 days, but the price will change.
Sure.
There will be a significant price bump at the end
Right.
of the fourth
Okay.
day.
So guys, 4 days, you're looking at a master of sales. You'd be nuts not to pick up all of this that you can afford. Mike, I really appreciate your time. And we need to do this more often. I kind of got busy and missed your last thing, and I apologize for that. But we need
No
to make
worries.
sure we do this, because your stuff is just pure gold. I think it's so important for people to get your stuff.
Thank you, Lee. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
that, man.
much.
All right. You take care.